What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. So I'm old. I'm 45 years old. And in those years, I've done a lot of things that can impact my body and how it feels. Like, when it gets cold out for you older cats out there, like you feel all the injuries you've had in your past all at once. So if you had a shoulder injury in high school football, you feel that. If you had a knee injury, just, snowboarding or something, you're going to feel that. And that's what I've been having for all these years. And so looking at modern technology and how to fix those issues or how to mitigate some of those issues, there's a lot we can do with supplements, right? Like you got Ambrosia Golden, which is a great curcumin extract, which phenomenal. It works really well. You got Go BHB, which helps with inflammation. There's a lot of things that help, but I want more because I want to get rid of all these aches and pains. So as you look into the peptides, you look into the world, there's BPC-157. I've done a lot of videos on that. I use it every single day. Yes, I inject it every single day, morning and night. Love it, swear by it. But there's another peptide called TB500. And you hear about people who use it after crazy things like tearing their biceps, tearing their pec, tearing their quad. It has been helping people heal from those things for a long time. I've had many friends who've torn things and their recovery is almost ridiculous. It's almost abnormal. So what about TB500 for old injuries? Let's say you didn't get it fixed. For example, my right knee. I tore my ACL in college football, never got it fixed. I simply let it heal over a scar tissue. So I'll feel a little tightness there. I got some groin issues. I have some hip issues, but I don't want to have those issues. And I've been able to get around them without taking any pain pills. I'll be real. Before the advent of these peptides, I was taking ibuprofen, acetaminophen, which, respectively for both of them are either damaging, really harmful to your liver and your kidneys. What if there's something that actually improves your health? That's where TB500 comes in. So if someone like me, lifting, sprinting, just everyday wear and tear from being an athlete. I've boxed, I've played football, I played every sport as a kid. I've power lifted, I lift every single day. I'm very active with my kids. I literally get in the trenches with them. Like when I'm coaching youth football, I will line up on the line. They're in pads, I'm not. And if there's not enough guys on defense, since we don't have 18 people on the team, we'll line up and we'll take shots from them. That starts to hurt, as you've done it for years. So you're going to collect these injuries, but not like the cool ones, but the ones where they hang around, like elbow pain, like shoulders. If you dislocated your shoulder, did something to your labrum back in the day, even if you had it repaired, it comes back. Muscle tears that never truly feel the same. So that's where TB500 could come in. So it's not a supplement. So for those of you being like, well, it's not FDA approved. You can't grab it at your local GNC. You got to buy it from a peptide site. And for those wondering about peptide sites, this isn't a sales video. This is an educational video. Because when I did my videos on PPC and other peptides, people ask, well, what about these other peptides? So I have a list of peptides that I'm going to give educational pieces on, especially those I've tried. And those I haven't tried, I will try them and then get back to you about it. So you got to buy it from a research chemical site, or there are some doctors who provide them from compounding pharmacies. I will provide you with two separate peptide sites at the end of this video. I can't write them in the YouTube description because YouTube will ban my channel, but I will show you the sites, tell you where to go, give you a coupon code because I reached out to these guys and I want to know about the quality. I had them send me lab reports, lab tests. I just looked up their reputation. These guys are legit, the only two I recommend. But again, you're buying at your own risk, right? At the end of the day, I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor. Always talk to your doctor. But so let's talk about it. So it's a synthetic version of part of a naturally occurring protein called thymosin beta-4. Your body uses this in tissue repair, inflammation control, and cellular migration. The idea is really simple. Your body uses TB4 or thymosin beta-4 to fix things. And giving it more of what your body already has, kind of like BHB, right? If you're in ketosis, it helps you be better in ketosis. If you're not in ketosis, if your body's not giving you ketones, then it's going to actually give your body these ketones as a dual energy to help fuel repair, recovery, health, all that good stuff. So we're not introducing something foreign to the body. It's something your body already produces, but it doesn't hinder your body's own production of it. Think of it that way. So the theory is you give it more, it heals faster. The science, we'll talk about that, what we don't know, and how people use it in the real world. We'll give you actually dosing, and I'll tell you what I use. So there's 3 proposed mechanisms of action. One is promoting cell migration and repair. It helps cells move to damaged areas more effectively. This matters for tendon, a ligament. Those fail to heal because blood flow is terrible and cellular activity is slow. So this helps the body essentially deliver that and help you heal. It supports angiogenesis, which is new blood vessel formation. So more blood supply means more nutrients and oxygen to damaged tissues. That's what old injuries lack, scar tissue. It's pretty simple. So one theory, like for example, I've talked about a thing called a Marc Pro, and that is a stim unit. But the thing that does is it essentially just creates more blood flow and more nutrient delivery to the injured area to speed up healing. I have one of those as well. Modulates inflammation and scar tissue. So old injuries come with fibrosis, stiffness, and chronic inflammation. TB500 helps normalize that environment so tissues can remodel instead of staying stuck. So here's the bottom line though. Most data comes from animal and cell studies. Human clinical research is limited, but the mechanisms are interesting enough that, well, we're all experimenting with it. And if I'm talking from personal experience, as someone who turned 45 last month, man, I'm crushing life. I'm out at the football field, my kid every day. I'm wrestling with my kids. I'm sprinting. I'm lifting pretty heavy. You know, even though I train at 5 a.m., my body's not fully warmed up. I would rather train later, but I have this thing called a job. Man, I'd love to train at like 11 a.m. That'd be amazing, or like noon. But instead, I'm there at 5 a.m., still wiping boogers out of my eyes. It's like, how do you train at 5 a.m.? I just do, because that's the only time I can train. Like right now, it's wrestling season. So my high school son, it's his senior year, he has wrestling every Tuesday, Thursday, and weekend. So, and the other days, I take my other son to either Legacy, which is my youth performance facility, or to his wrestling practice. So if you have old tendon injuries, chronic muscle strains, post-surgical stiffness or scar tissue, ligament sprains that never fully bounce back, general poor healing from overuse, this is something that might help. It's not a miracle cure, but I'll tell you what, it's a miracle for a lot of people. So how is it commonly used? There's no FDA-approved human dosing guidelines. This is based on what people use and essentially what's been working. So this is not really necessary for the most part, but some people do a loading phase. This is optional. The first 4 to 6 weeks, you use 4 to 6 milligrams per week, split into 2 to 3 injections. So you could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 milligrams each. You could do Tuesday, Thursday, 2 to 3 milligrams each. And, you know, most vials are, I believe, 5 milligrams. So, you know, do what you will, right? Those are one things. So most people just do the maintenance phase, which is essentially 2 to 3 milligrams per week split into multiple doses. So if you're doing 2 milligrams a week, do a milligram on Monday, a milligram on Thursday. If you're doing 3 milligrams a week, do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, a milligram each. So that'll get you, I think 2 milligrams, most people take a milligram twice a week, but I've seen people go 3. I've seen people go even higher than that. I'm in the maintenance phase. I'm doing a milligram twice a week. So here's what people report weeks 1 to 2. Again, I went online. I started looking at what people got from it. I had to venture into social media. Less stiffness, better range of motion, reduced nagging pain. I will speak from personal experience. Yes, I was less stiff. Not there. I was still pretty stiff there, but I'm married, so I only need to get stiff like once every 2 or 3 months. Weeks 3 to 6, improved tendon or muscle quality, better joint function, and faster recovery from training. Now, here's why I like it long term. I don't think this should be cycled because it can help remodel scar tissue. And if you're doing remodeling work, deep tissue therapy, strength rehab, I have a red light kit I use. I have the Marc Pro. Like, I have a cold plunge, a sauna. I live in a rehab clinic. So here's what I need to tell you. It's not FDA approved, okay? Long-term human research is lacking. This is all animal and cell data. Quality control varies by source. That's why I'm giving these two sources. Stick around for the next 30 seconds. I'll give them to you. This is why I recommend these companies. The peptides can be contaminated or mislabeled. These companies, from all I can tell, do not have that issue. It should not be used by anyone with cancer history or active tumors. And of course, talk to your doctor. So let's go into what the sites that I recommend, okay? So this one here is peptidepro.io. Now, I got you a coupon code for both because I'm like, look, I want to recommend a couple things. Let me give a coupon code so my people can save. Coupon code for both these sites is Lobliner, Lobliner, Lobliner. Peptidepro.io. That's peptidepro.io. That's one of them. Okay. That is a great site. Highly recommend it. This is a phenomenal site as well. And so this one is Next Gen Peptides. So the URL for that is nextgenpeptides.shop. Next, without a T, nextgenpeptides.shop. Again, you got peptidepro.io, nextgenpeptides.shop. Coupon code is Lobliner for both of those sites. Those are the ones that I recommend. If you have one that you prefer, that you trust, by all means, go to that one. By all means, I'm not out for the bag. I'm just trying to give you places that won't give you cellulitis where you have to get a part of your body amputated because you injected some dirty stuff. I definitely don't want that. So let me surmise this. My stance is really simple. If you're considering something experimental or something just to make you feel better, and you're okay with experimenting on something that lacks human data and all that stuff, which I am, TB500 is great. Do your homework, prioritize safety, only use from trusted sites like the one I mentioned, or one that you know, if you know a better one, and use this part of a complete recovery system. Don't make this like, I'm going to just inject this. No, it takes work. It takes rehab. It takes movement, manual therapy, all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, that's all I got. I want you to comment down below. Have you used TB500? Do you like it? Let me know what you think. Let everybody else reading the comments know what you think. And again, those are some great options. I'm also going to throw a plug, tigerfitness.com. That's my site. Coupon code MAHA, M-A-H-A, MAHA. Trigo BHB. It works very synergistically with all peptides. If you haven't seen my videos on it, you don't watch my stuff. So if you haven't watched my stuff, I want you to go to the Tiger Fitness YouTube channel, this channel right here, and watch all my videos. I do at least 3 to 5 videos a week. Next week, I'm traveling, so there's not going to be as many videos. If I have a short, I usually try to, like I get to the gym at 5 a.m. So I get home at around 6:37. I eat breakfast, I shower while I answer emails. I try to be in the office taking calls by like 7:30. If I don't have a call before 8 a.m., what I'll do is I will do a video. So I do my videos before the workday starts. And so, but this is a Saturday. Indiana's playing Ohio State. And you know how long those timeouts take when they're doing TV timeouts. So I decided to do this video because I had the notes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, support those sites, support tigerfitness.com, because being old and not wanting to be in pain, that's not a game.